Hi everyone. Today I want to show you some ways in which you can animate variable fonts in After Effects, because now we have that feature and you don't have to go through using path layers to make variable text animations now. Let's get into the video. To start off with, we're going to need a variable font. You can go onto Adobe Fonts and just type in variable and they should pop up. And for this exercise, I'm going to use this regular one. In After Effects, just make a composition. I'm going to put 1080 by 1350. That is going to be my composition. Variable 01. All right, so let's make our text and regular. And then we'll call it variable. All right, center this text. I've moved my composition up here because otherwise you won't be able to see it. But once we've got our text variable, then we're going to go to Animate and then Variable Font Axis. And then we've got these options. What we want to do is just go to All Font Axis, and then as you can see, when we play around, it changes. So this is what we're going to be animating basically. And yeah, so I might move it back here. I'm going to put my weight to 800. And then on the range selector, on the offset, when you move the offset, it will change. So yeah, you can animate like that. So if we set one keyframe there at -100 and then another keyframe at 100, then you can see that it changes. You can see that, yeah, it changes like that. And yeah, this is a cool loop of variable text. If you want it to make it more smooth, then just change the shape layer to smooth instead of square. Then you will have a smoother outcome like that. What I would like to do with the variable text animation, I want to add some scale as well. So I'm going to add to the animator 1, we're going to add a scale. And with the scale, also, we want to add tracking, because yeah, it's nice to have some tracking. And also the tracking helps when you add some scale. So if you want to ramp up the scale a bit, then you can do so. So yeah, as you can see, there's more flowing motion with the scale and tracking involved. So that's pretty cool way of animating it. And yeah, you can just tweak these to your preference. Maybe you can add some height to it as well, height to the scale. It'd be even cooler. At the moment, I feel like it's quite quick, so let's change it. Move the position a little bit. And then maybe for this as well, we need to add a position. And when it's like this, you can change the position a bit to have it more central if you want. And yeah, it works quite well. But yeah, it doesn't take long to create an animation with variable fonts now. It's really good. But yeah, that is one way of animating, I guess. And then say you wanted more like lines of text. It could work quite nicely as well. So say that we make it so the scale is the same as the width. Make it so the scale is the same size as the width, and change the positioning back. If we add this on top of each other, we can make a wave of that, which is quite cool. Obviously, I think we need to change the tracking as well. Change the scale. Hundred and 100. So yeah, as we've got text stacked together, it creates a sequence of the animation, which is quite cool for certain situations. If you want to go the whole screen, and if you want to like adjust the start, then you can make it go a bit quicker. And then yeah, if you want to add some metallic on axis, then you can do that as well. I guess if we add some width to the scale back, that also works quite well. So yeah, that is also another way of animating with stacks of text on top of each other in the same text layer. Another way you could probably animate as well is by, and then this text we just repeat a bit until we have this right amount. So that many, going to fit the whole screen. Right, say that you've got this amount. And you can see instantly that it's actually quite cool with lots more text going on. Obviously, my scale and my tracking is a bit crazy. Right, that's better. But yeah, if you did want to change the tracking to minus as well, if you're happy with the way it looks, then you can make some interesting spin on the text. As well with the variable animation, it's quite cool. But if you just wanted the text normal, like, okay. You can say it's fairly easy to make different animations with the variable text animator. Yeah, you can make some interesting stuff. And especially changing the shape from square to smooth or round will give you a better transition, while like a wave effect animation. Smooth is basically like an easy ease for this animation, and yeah, it gives a nice flow to it. And then if you want to adjust parameters of the ease height, well, ease high and ease low, then that could be quite interesting too. As you can see, when I'm changing with that, it can scroll between the different lines of text basically when you've changed this to -100 and 100% for those two. But yeah, that is a cool animation. And then, I mean, if you wanted to add an effect to this, you could probably, let's see how polar coordinates looks on this. See if maybe you tweak the tracking a bit. Or we need to change the height a little bit, actually. Say the height's here. It's actually quite interesting how it works with that. And I mean, it's all experimentation from there, really. So yeah, once you do have your animation, you can use different effects with it. Say we have a larger canvas, 1920 by 1080. You can see the tracking would work a lot better. Say we have smaller text than this. And if you want to include tracking with smaller text, it would work a lot better. So say that we have the animator, mainly the same as what we had, but you change the tracking, because once it's animating like that, if you change the tracking to maybe about 20, even like -50 is cool as well. It depends if you want to have it readable. But yeah, for this, if you have it to about 20, then yeah, adjust the scale a little bit so that you can have some width to the characters. And yeah, if you have it square, it's like this. If you have the shape layer as square, as say like triangle, it'd give this effect. They all have different ways. So like, yeah, round, it's quite a cool loop how it goes. And then if you just adjust the ease high and ease low, then yeah, it will give a different shape to the animation itself. I think this one is probably the best one. If you wanted to randomize it as well, it's quite cool. So randomize the order of the text on the variable animation and the scale and the tracking is actually really nice. I actually really love this animation, to be honest. I guess if you add more tracking to it, whoa. So yeah, that's a bit too much. Maybe 30, let's see 30. 20, 25. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like when you put it to smooth. Ramp up, how does that look? This is actually really nice. I mean, if you transitioned into something and then yeah, the text basically formed to this and then you shrink it down to one piece of text, that could be really nice transition, to be honest. I'm just giving you all ideas right now. But yeah, shape to square, that's actually so interesting. I actually enjoy this quite a lot. But yeah, as you can see, I think randomized order for this is actually really nice to work with, especially if you want some kind of just, you don't want it to be so, you don't want it to be so basic. You want to have some kind of like interesting things going on. I think that is everything for today. I've covered quite a lot of different techniques you can use with the variable font animator and combine it with tracking, scale, positioning. You can create some interesting animations to use in your projects. And I hope this is useful to you in some way, and maybe you could use it in your future projects. All for today, and I'll see you in the next video.